proceeds from the sale of these shirts are going to go straight to the relief efforts. Right here's the Tennessee design, so go right there and get it if you can.
We got a family to check it out.
It was just like a friend call, like he would do. Hey, man, I saw that hit in the game. You doing okay?
Oh, for some of these misspelled labels, please. Pot 11. Excuse me, do you guys have any of those majestic ass biscuits left? No? Crap. What about, how about any fish assholes? So I interviewed a famous medium, Maureen Hancock, on my latest podcast episode. It's live now. Go check it out. Nobody Cares Anthony podcast. Yeah, so up ahead, if you're in a wheelchair, just try to walk. Just get up and walk, all right? Right lane must right left. If I saw this sign, I'm crashing right into the tree. Can you do me a favor, please? Pee former police fart one time in a French seat? Thanks. Can't nobody do you like Jesus. Or a priest if you're underage. Yeah, where are you getting off? Fifth floor? No? Tooth floor? No? Third? You getting off in the third? Can I get a bacon McDouble, no union? And a chili, no cucumber? No cucumber in my chili, please. If you would like your pickle drained, ask an employee. Thank you. I need aisle 7. I need help in aisle 7. Take a small of the bubble gum. Oh, you don't have any left? I'll take some of the butt finger blast, please. What happened to my small? Yeah, what's going on? This one's for Captain Jim Creams. Jim Creams? I don't know what's happened to my small.
Yes, sir.
But do you know lions can jump 36 feet? Do you know how high 36 feet is? Can we go for some of these misspelled labels, please? Pot 11.
Bro, did you watch the video, Meta? Oh my God. I posted the video, but holy shit, Meta. When I tell you, that was the craziest shit I've experienced in person. It's fucking crazy. It was fucking
Here's the point.
nuts.
It really doesn't matter. Even if it's the truth,
Oh my
believe
God, I had-
Aaron, Aaron's
it
not-
was
he's a
unreal.
person
I'll be right back.
of
I'm gonna get
character,
these donuts.
Character, good integrity, and I don't think he's gonna lie, but it's just it's the whole the way everything went down. It just it looks like he's been involved. And when the owner calls you, and then it just so happens the next day, the head coach gets fired. I'd be hard pressed to think that Woody didn't at least say to him, "Hey, what do you think?" or "Hey, this is what I'm thinking," or that he never said anything, just checked in on how he's feeling. So I don't know, but it doesn't really matter now, does it? I mean, at the end of the day, the Jets are, stuck with a new coach, an interim head coach, and an offense that isn't working really well right now. And maybe, Bruce, when this week is over, we'll find out that, Nathaniel Hackett's not calling plays and Todd Dowling is. So I just, the amazing thing is, amidst all this turmoil, they could beat the Bills. They could beat the Bills this weekend, Bruce, and be right back in this thing. That's how crazy things are.
100%. They could be in first place in the AFC East when we are through 6 weeks of the season. And not much has changed. So you have two schools of thought here, Rich, that, they're 2-3 with Robert Saleh. They have the same offensive coordinator. They have the same defensive coordinator. It may be a different message during the week, and maybe you get a little bounce from the change that was made. I think we saw that when whether it was Rich Bisaccia or Antonio Pierce. Even Jeff Saturday, when he took over in Indianapolis, Rich got a win in his first game. Maybe you get a little bounce. And maybe that's what you need to beat a Buffalo Bills, who, oh, by the way, has been struggling in their own right these last couple of weeks. But going back to what Aaron Rodgers said when he was asked about the conversation with Woody Johnson, when you just throw in the word, you know, it's inconsequential whether he knew this or not when we were talking. You think Woody Johnson went to bed on Monday night not knowing he was waking up the next day and firing his head coach, and had a conversation with his franchise quarterback the night before, not being aware that that was going to happen? That's why there's skepticism about hearing what people have to say, even if it's genuine. It's quite possibly the way Aaron Rodgers portrays that is 100% accurate. But even if it is, people are going to have a hard time believing it, Rich, because less than 24 hours after that phone call, Woody Johnson made the announcement.
Right, and you know, Bruce, it is what it is. I mean, they win on Monday night, and you know, everyone's going to be thinking this was a great decision. But yeah, I think most importantly, Aaron has to get back to playing the type of football that he's capable of, Bruce. And I haven't really seen it this year. I mean, you go back to that Tennessee game; it's Tennessee. You know, he's still throwing the ball fine, but you know, I just, when I watch this offense through the first 5 weeks of the season, I think there's real concerns. I think structurally there's some concerns. I think from a protection standpoint there's concerns. From a personnel standpoint there's concerns. And you know, I don't know that you can just change the head coach, have somebody else maybe call plays if that's the route they go, and expect it to get better. It's hard to fix things in season. It is.
It's hard to fix, and Rich, we got to step aside real quick. But I listen. I may be alone in this. I still see a team that has some talent. I mean, Breece Hall is not what we've seen from the 5 weeks into the season. Play calling could impact that. Garrett Wilson, until the game over in London, is not the player that we've seen 4 weeks into the season. Maybe play calling impacts that. I'm not sure why, considering the line has stayed healthy, they've had such a difficult time up front. Maybe things can be changed there. And you know the defense, Rich, was statistically far better than the offense.
All right, chat. Who's in the
It's
chat?
hard to fix the problems, but usually problems are driven by not having the personnel to address them. Yeah, maybe I'm naive. I still think there's some personnel there. They're not a 12-win team. Maybe they're not the 10-win team that we talked about, Rich, but would it shock you if they beat Baltimore, who's lost their last two, and had a quarterback that won 9-30? Would it shock you if they won 8-9 games and were in at the end? Because it wouldn't shock me, I got to tell you.
No, sometimes you see a little bit of an uptick, Bruce. Sometimes you see a spike when you make a change like this, right? Everyone's on heightened alert. You know, everybody's a little bit more down and focused. And I think people, you know, you're going to get their best effort. Certainly, it's a divisional game. It's the Buffalo Bills. There's some history there. It's Monday Night Football. Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, it wouldn't surprise me at all. And it wouldn't surprise me to see Aaron go off. But I think the key to it, you know, we talked about Breece Hall, Bruce. Look at the yards from scrimmage the last 2 weeks with him. And when he's rolling, now in the running game, the passing game, that's when they're at their best. And so I just, we're going to see. But you know what? Trust me, Sean McDermott's going to go after Aaron Rodgers. And the Vikings went after him, and everyone's going after him this year. I think he's getting blitzed more now, Bruce, than he ever has. I think he doesn't have the mobility he once did. He's playing behind the offensive line. I still think it's a work in progress. There's been some communication breakdowns along that offensive line, and he's getting hit. And we say it all the time, you got a great quarterback and you hit him, he becomes average. You got an average quarterback, you hit him, he becomes poor. And he's a great one. But if you hit him enough, they become average. And they throw 3 picks, including a pick 6. I'm curious to see if that protection is going to get any better here moving forward.
Yeah, they got to do a better job with that, because it seems like teams have figured out blitz him, put him under pressure, and they don't get the kind of response that you'd like, Rich. We're going to step aside when we come back. Another installment of Loose Cannon, which may have something to do with the quarterback position around the National Football League. We'll talk about it when we come back, after we get you up to date with your latest 2-minute drill.
We viral, baby.
Sirius XM NFL Radio 2-minute drill.
Nico Collins headed to injured reserve. Texan star receiver will miss at minimum the next 4 games with a hamstring injury suffered in Sunday's win over the Bills. Head coach D'Amico Ryans described the injury as week to week. Collins leads the NFL in receiving so far this season.
Hello?
Hi, this is Daniel Green, and you asked me to call you back. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with US Funeral Expenses, and based information on record, it shows that you may qualify for a state regulated final expense insurance plan that's going to cover 100% of your funeral, burial, and cremation expense.
Okay.
Are you between the ages of 50 and 80? So let me tell you that we're not changing any prices or relationships that you have right now. Just going to give you the information as due to the pandemic, the prices have dropped down, and there's additional benefits. So for your future reference, you can just listen to the information. Do you smoke or chew tobacco?
No.
Great. You do qualify for some additional discounts if you're a non-smoker. Have you ever been diagnosed with any major or minor health issues like high blood pressure, diabetes, dementia, or cancer?
Enlarged penis. I was diagnosed with an enlarged
Okay.
penis.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I was diagnosed with an enlarged penis.
Great.
Oh, wow.
Your free design consultation now at 800 Cow Closets or CaliforniaClosets.com.
If you want to make a lot of money trading stock options, but haven't found the right system, listen up. Todd Ramey here from Wealth Builders Institute, and if you call me right now, I will send you a short video that not only proves my method works, it'll show
What audio? What do you mean? You tagged me in a video?
this is the method that turned a handful of my students into millionaires, and 70% of them never traded before, but they all started by calling me on the phone. I've used my TSO method for 25 years to make a full-time income enjoying lifestyle freedom. So if other trading systems let you down, it's probably because they're just too complicated. My method is simple and it works so well because we ride the coattails of big money on Wall Street. And when my rules line up, 75% of the time, the price changes direction, allowing us to profit. So call my office now at
Oh man, I gotta go find it.
852 and tell me how if my video sent you today. No credit card required. 800-881-5252. 800-881-5252.
Hey, Meta. Somebody tagged me in Starfish's videos yesterday. In the dinosaur. Somebody tagged me in her video. Meta, you didn't tag me in nothing?
I'm Kamala Harris, candidate for president, and I approve this message.
many people posted. So many people screen recording my live. It's crazy. Yeah. That video's gone viral. I'm just glad they're all tagging me in the videos. David posted one. David fucking screen recorded me?
Me too.
Let me
And I'll
listen.
leave you with this. God bless y'all.
Because I don't follow him, he's not gonna pop up. I'm gonna put on here hashtag baby Khaled. See how many fucking people tag me. Oh, I found it. You didn't even tag me there. to end the fucking.
Alright guys, make sure you're smashing the like, follow.
Tap, let's go.
If you guys aren't smashing the
Thank
like,
you,
I'm
Nate.
gonna block you all.
Thank you, Nick,
Smash the
for
like.
hosting me.
No gifts needed. Hit the like. Double, smash the like. Thank you guys.
Tap, pantalla. Let's
Let's
go.
go.
Oh, look at 1957. That was cool.
This is the culmination of the Trump channel.
Don't move.
Thank you for the likes. Keep going.
Thank you.
Topping.
No, watch. Hey, what is it?
Okay.
Look at that, y'all.
Let's go.
Fuck, this is crazy.
This is awesome. I'm so happy. Oh my God. Thank you, Brian. Yes, thank you, Brian. Brian's the best.
Here it goes, here. Hey, here it goes right here, y'all.
Oh, I love it.
Look at the first building's going down right here, watch. That's crazy. I still can't believe I got to witness that shit. Like, the whole fucking building, the whole Excalibur shook. Like,
drafting and developing that position, and it's becoming a real issue now across the NFL.
But you know, I always say I understand the problem, Rich, and then I say, but what's the solution? Because the genie's out of the bottle. Now, we talked before about why Cleveland moved on from Joe Flacco. Political reasons. You talked about why you were out of Kansas City. You know, sometimes decisions are made not in the best interest of the club, but because you think the overall view of the situation is going to be better off without him. I'll give you this example. I think that you had a situation last year. Well, let me use Chicago as an example. I can use them now. I don't have to go back to last year. I think Chicago, Rich, has the quarterback situation that they have because they didn't want anybody in that city to worry about who was behind Caleb Williams. They don't want anybody saying, oh, Caleb's off to a slow start, put in Joe Flacco. They didn't want anybody saying, put in Matt Hasselbeck. I'm going back a ways because you were talking about agent. That's not the answer. If Caleb Williams goes down, you know that. But they've taken any
Bruce, he may be one of the better. He may be one of the better backups.
He
In all
may
seriousness.
be. He may be, but he's a backup. Nobody's going to be clamoring for him to start if he goes out. If Caleb Williams goes out there and struggles. I think teams make decisions not based on what's best for their team. Sure, sometimes they make decisions based on what's the best interest for the mentality of that starting quarterback. And not having Nico Lachey. I'm not saying it's right, but I hear what the problems are. I see what the problems are. I sit back and I say to myself, what are the solutions? You've got two problems. You've got starting quarterbacks making huge money. You know that. And so teams don't want to spend more of their salary cap, spend $10 million on that. And you have sometimes political issues, like the case
Hello? Hello? This is not a FaceTime. Alright, well now I'm just messing with you. I was just messing with you. Alright, I'll call you in a little bit. Bye.
On Southwest, everyone can change or cancel their flight without a fee. That means this solo travel queen can stay an extra day on vacation. No fee.
Oh, I'm fucking hungry. Let's go see what's over here. I see pizza slice. Or pizza stone. See how much it is. Oh, they're not even open yet. Yeah, they're not open yet. Meta, did I send you that video that I come out of the background? I'm gonna tag you in it. Fucking starving.
coordinator Nathaniel Hackett. Coach Ned Sala was dismissed yesterday. This weekly spot on the Pat McAfee Show, quarterback Aaron Rodgers, who said he had nothing to do with the Sala decision, would be okay with changes to the offense from interim head coach Jeff Alford.
Rick and I have talked a couple times, and I'm on board with whatever he decides as far as the offense goes. I want to do what's best for the team, and with all our support behind Coach Aldrich and whatever he believes is best for the team, this is what we're going to do.
Patriots officially announced rookie Drake May as their starting quarterback.
Go to Wingstop and then go somewhere else.
Guest that is permitted to pick his own music on the program, and usually there's a theme, which requires me to ask Dean Blandino when he joins us for his weekly visit, why the music this week? Dean, I know you're going to be a little out of sorts because not Kirk Morris and Rich Gannon, it's a Wednesday, not a Tuesday. It's good to have you with us. How are you, and why the music?
I'm good. It was great to catch up with Rich. I am a little out of sorts. Tuesday, I know yesterday was wall-to-wall coverage, Robert Sala, but he couldn't find 15 minutes for me, but that's fine. But same old song, forecast. It's a great song, number one. And I'm watching the Chiefs Monday night, and I'm kind of over the Chiefs. And they're undefeated. Are they going to win another Super Bowl? Is this going to be the same old song? I'm kind of over it. I don't know.
Yeah, I can understand that. And yes, Dean, when a story breaks, you do get kicked to the curb. I apologize, but I'm glad you could adjust your schedule. All right, I know Rich has a lot from the Thursday night football game, as do I. But let me start with the.
I bet that you have.
Listen, maybe people think that, boy, I'm overly focused because of my fandom. It's not. There were a number of things that happened in that game. Starting early in the first quarter, when Eric Gray and the Giants went on a long drive and looked to be going up 7-0. He fumbles. Seattle returns it for a touchdown. And I'm watching it, and I'm thinking to myself, that looked like a touchdown. And all I could think to myself, Dean, because we love to say, let things play out, was that if they call that a touchdown, they're not overturning it.
Because, look, either way, when you fumble a touchdown, it's going to be automatically reviewed. And I do believe it was, I don't think he was down. It did look like he might have broken the plane with the football prior to losing it. But like you said, there just wasn't an angle that was going to allow us to get a definitive shot and overturning either way. Whatever they ruled on the field was going to stand. And sometimes that's I don't know in that situation. It's not like one ruling would have been better than the other. I think the officials were trying to figure it out. They weren't 100% sure in terms of was it a touchdown, or so they let it play out, and we end up with the 100-yard fumble recovery and return.
All right, let me ask you about a couple of other plays before Rich jumps back to that Thursday night game. First of all, in the second you have a play by Geno Smith. The announcer did a poor job of telling us why there's no flag. It looks like intentional grounding, nobody in the area, nothing, and then we just move on to the next play. What am I missing?
Well, again, with that one, I believe you're always going to lean toward putting the quarterback out of the pocket. And when you're talking about grounding, that's for the safety element, allow the quarterback to get rid of it, get it back to the line of scrimmage, and I believe that's what they ruled. But like you said, they didn't announce it. Typically, they will announce that the quarterback, there's no grounding, the quarterback got outside of the pocket. There was no eligible receiver in the area, but I believe that what they ruled was out of the pocket, so it's just got to get back to the line of scrimmage. But an announcement would have helped clear it up.
All right, last one, and this applies to the Giants game, but I think across the league because we've seen it implemented. In the third quarter, you get a Darius Slayton unsportsmanlike conduct. He catches a pass, basically signaling for a first down, but not doing it with the whole hand. You know, uses two fingers. Everybody does it differently. They're trying to really discourage that kind of gun motion. I don't know that he was making that. Dean, I'm telling you, it seems like just a reaction, and yet he gets flagged 15 yards. That's significant to the game. I know what they're trying to emphasize, but have we jumped the shark here?
Yeah, this is, look, the league, and they put out another tape today. Clubs will see, and that play, I believe, will be on it. Anything remotely close to any kind of a violent gesture as it pertains to shooting guns, whatever it may be, that's going to be a flag. And so if they are going to point, they've got to do it in a way where it doesn't look like we're holding a gun. They are even going to, there was a play in the Jacksonville game where the player lifted up his jersey to show, kind of mimicking that he has a gun in his waistband. That will be a flag. So they are really going to be strict on this. That anything remotely close to any kind of mimicking a gun is going to be 15 yards.
Hey, let me apologize to you for rescheduling. That never would have happened, of course, if I was working yesterday. I don't think Bruce realizes that we've got other gigs as well. Dean's got a presentation, Bruce, later today on the 33rd team. I don't ever miss it. But I mean, stop being so selfish, Bruce, and only think about you and your schedule. There's other people.
I just kicked him to the curb. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
Well, Dean, I know you got to put your thinking cap on this one because it seems like it's been ages ago. But that Atlanta-Tampa game, what a great finish. Obviously, with the second left in the fourth, they get the ball spotted and clocked. But I just looked at that, and as I was watching, I thought to myself, I think it was the umpire, whoever it was, I think it was the umpire, but comes screaming in, right? Just walk us through the mechanics, because first of all, I'm used to seeing back in the day when I played these umpires with knee braces on and beer bellies and guys that could barely get the ball spotted.
Yeah.
To this guy who ran like a 4.40 and gets that thing down. Just walk us through the mechanics because that's about the quickest I've ever seen a ball put back into play.
Sure, no doubt. And that, like, you're right. The umpires back in the 80s and 70s, they were not, that was your kind of the big offensive lineman body. Now they're much better athletes in terms of, getting downfield, moving. And that's, look, ball down, the umpire has to, they call it, address it. So the umpire doesn't necessarily have to pick it up and put it back down, but they have to, they'll allow them to just tap it and get out of the way. The offense has to get set. They have to be set for really, the rule says 1 full second on a clock play. They're not going to be overly technical. As long as everybody gets set simultaneously, they let it go, snap, spike, and that was... But
Dave, here's the question I have. He came screaming in from behind. How do we even know the ball was aligned? In other words, because
in the right spot?
Yeah, how do we know they missed a spot by a yard or two? He just came in and looked over. I don't know, it just happened so fast. I thought to myself, how does that happen?
Mechanically, they're gonna sacrifice that part of it initially for the efficiency. But if they see that the ball needs to be moved a yard or two, they'll do that after the fact on replay. They'll just move it 2 yards. But they're saying we're going to give the offense that opportunity, tap it, get out of the way, and then we'll move the ball after if we need to.
So they'll
Last one for me.
No, but I just want to follow up. They'll provide the benefit to the offense, saying that as long as it's set and tapped, we can readjust the spot if we think we got it wrong afterwards, but we're still giving you the opportunity to run another play. Okay.
Correct.
Last one for me in this game, Dean. There's a challenge by the Bucs. It's a 7:38 in the second. Cousins has an intentional grounding at the 45. Todd Bowles challenges it. Now we know all these teams have guys upstairs, whether they're former officials or guys that know the rule book inside and out. and they challenged it, and it was crazy because it looked like Atlanta would have recovered it anyway. Just walk us through that whole deal and that fiasco, because there was some poor mechanics on the part of the Bucs in that one.
Well, that's the first part of it. A, you're looking at whether it's a fumble, but B, you got to have the ball, right? You've got to have a clear recovery by the defense in order to get the football. And it looked like the Atlanta player ended up with the football. So it's just one of those deals where it's kind of like, okay, is it a pass, fumble, and the people upstairs, they're under the gun in terms of how quickly they have to get that information to the coach. Hey, we've got the ball at the end. Being loose, let's challenge versus it's in a pile. We don't know who has it, or the offense recovers. So there's a lot of moving parts. It's hard when you have a short window to kind of communicate. But yeah, ultimately it was a pass play, so it wouldn't have mattered. But you got to make sure you're going to get the ball. That recovery is almost, it's just as important as whether the ball is fumbled.
And to be clear, they could have won the challenge and lost 12 yards. I mean, recovered at the 33, it would have been a first down, and you win the challenge. So you don't lose your timeout, you keep your challenges, and somehow you give them 12 yards. That could have been the worst challenge in challenging history, could it not?
It could have, and I've been involved in some plays where it's like, yeah, coach, you won the challenge, but we changed an aspect of the play that's actually going to hurt you. It's not what they thought was going to happen. That again, these are all these things that these folks that Rich alluded to have to understand, the mechanics of it, because you don't want to end up hurting your team in a challenge situation.
Okay, let's talk replay assist, because there's a play in that game, Dean, that I want to ask you about. There was a play in the Green Bay LA game where we saw it employed, Tucker Kraft's touchdown. So they're not forcing the coaches to challenge. They're saying, no, we have the ability to replay it, so we're going to get it right and not, force you to use that. And yet, in that Thursday night game, we did see a holding call that put Tampa Bay out of field goal range. But on that same play, 6 guys are watching the guy carrying the ball, and they miss a face mask. And I'm thinking, well, why can't replay assist apply to that and get that call right? I mean, I know there's times it can and can't be used. Maybe it's OB. But there seems like there's a level of inconsistency. Why can't we use replay assist to get all wrongs right if it's so obvious?
Well, I think we're moving in that direction. I think the competition committee has always taken an approach of not all at once, right? Kind of like crawl before you walk and walk before you jog. That type of approach. So I think we're heading in that direction. Right now, they're focusing on flags thrown on the field. Replay can assist in certain situations. I don't know how close we are to replay creating fouls. They do it in college. We've done it in spring football. I do think eventually we're going to get there because, like you said, that's a big play in the game. When it is that obvious, should we be able to, correct it? I think the answer is yeah. People are saying, hey, we got the technology. That's a big play in the game. Why don't we use it?
Dude, I think of you often as I'm watching college football on Saturdays, and I see you again on Sundays. I mean, there are a lot of rules that are very similar with both the college game and the NFL game, but there's quite a few that are significantly different. How do you maneuver through that? Because we saw it. I was watching the Raiders Broncos game, and there's a catch in the back of the end zone where one foot's in and the other foot taps down, but the heel is out. And you start looking at that. You start watching college football. You go from NFL football. Just walk us through from your perspective, because it's easy, even for someone like yourself, to get confused.
No doubt. I really have to focus. I do. Typically Thursdays I'm NFL rule day, and I'm doing tests, and I'm looking at the rule book and going through the case book. Fridays is college. You've got to keep them. There are rules that are the same, but there are a lot of differences, and it's hard. Especially penalty enforcements are different. A lot of the clock rules are different, and it is when you're going from Saturday to Sunday and just trying to recalibrate. And quite frankly, because I've been a part of the NFL for so long, that's always been my foundation, and I default to NFL rules sometimes during college games, and I have to go, wait a minute, that's not the rule in college. So it is, and I know, and there's been a working group with people from the NFL and college, kind of more so on the safety rules, but trying to align these rules so that when kids are coming up through high school, college, the NFL, if we can get these rules to be aligned, then we think the game will be safer at all levels because they're used to it, the officials are used to it, and there'll be some consistency there.
Dean, let me say, unlike Rich, I don't think of you often, but unfortunately I'm forced to from time to time. Let me ask you about one more play. Las Vegas, Denver, the Aiden O'Connell intentional grounding when he's in the end zone, and Peyton challenges to see if it was a safety, and then you go through the explanation of what is a safety, wasn't a safety. Why are the rules for a safety so complicated as opposed to for a touchdown? Why isn't it simply, if the ball is inside the white line, it's a safety? Why does it have to be body parts, etc.? It seems overly complicated.
I make a note of this every time I agree with you. I'm going to agree with you. What is it, October 9th, whatever time it is.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think we've made it too complicated, and we've trying to take the interpretation for the line of scrimmage and the quarterback being over the line, and we're using that for grounding and safeties, which to me there's no correlation there. To me, it's the football. Where is the ball when he releases it? If it's in the end zone, it's a safety. If it's in the field of play, it's not. I think that's easier. And I did suggest, because we do have a call with the NFL and the rules analysts, and I did suggest they take that to the competition committee and just revisit that interpretation, because I mentioned Bruce Murray, the renowned radio host from Sirius who only cares about himself. He probably will. That'll push it over the goal.
I'm making a note myself. October 9th, Dean agreed with me. Hey, Dean, let me ask you a question. I'm seeing a lot of AI and how that can be applied. Any chance that somewhere down the road, instead of having you on Tuesdays, we can just do AI?
Yeah, of course. I will. If I get any kind of an offer to sell my name, image, and likeness, I am so out. I will sell out in a heartbeat. Trust me.
We're gonna get you. You'll be the first. You'll be the first former, executive official that will get an NIL deal. That'd be kind of cool, Dean.
No doubt.
Dean, what are you playing us out with?
Again, this Chiefs thing, right? I love this though too. Right back where we started from, Max Nightingale. I think the Chiefs keep going. We're going to be right back where we started from with them winning the Super Bowl 3 in a row.
Good stuff, brother.
Dean, let everybody know I went easy on you this week. It was only 1 page, not 6 pages. Don't expect that next week.
Yes, you did. I appreciate that.
I'll talk to you next week.
See you
There
guys.
you go. Dean Blandino, his weekly visit. We talk officiating. Rich, back to a little Aaron Rodgers, who was on Pat McAfee earlier today. Stick around. On the Blitz when we come back right after this.
It's an NFC West showdown as the San Francisco 49ers take on the Seattle Seahawks. Tomorrow at 8:15 p.m. Eastern, catch the national broadcast on NFL Radio Channel 88. The 49ers call on Sirius 83 XM 225. The Seahawks call on Sirius 158 XM 226.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all.
All new Sirius XM app.
Motherfucking chicken wings smell fire.
This is your financial life. Over time, things can get more complex. With a personalized plan, Merrill can help you navigate it all. Learn more at ml.com/. Merrill, a Bank of America company. What would you like the power to do?
God dang it!
Pierce Veterans Smith Incorporated, registered broker-dealer.
I'm fucking starving.
SIPC, wholly owned subsidiary of Bank of America Corp.
The Solo Stove partnered with Snoop Dogg to be as blunt as possible. And he says, get that backyard laugh and get yourself a Solo Stove. 100% stainless steel, lifetime warranty, multiple sizes, over 200,000 outstanding reviews, smoke-inspired pits to max out the vibe, pizza ovens to cook all the munchies. Time for the upgrade. Snoop says most def. Find your affordable and buy the world's best-selling smoke-inspired pit at solostove.com. That's solostove.com. Price based on the monthly billing for a 10-year term policy for a healthy, non-smoking 24-year-old male. Paid active trade. Dude, guess how much I paid for $1 million term life insurance policy? Gotta be at least $150 a month. Wrong, my friend. I got coverage through Ethos. Only $69 a month, and I didn't need a medical exam. Just answered a few easy health questions. That's impressive. But I'm shocked you have life insurance. But you don't? Come on, man. You have a wife and kids. What if something happens to you? Trust me, or better yet, check out some of their reviews. Ethos is A+ rated on the BBB and excellent on Trustpilot. Once you sign up, they can start your coverage the same day with policies as low as $1 a day. Wow, I'm sold. I'm signing up right now. Heroes, a fast and easy online experience. Policies for every budget and up to $2 million in term coverage with no medical exam. Just a few health questions. Get your free quote at applyethos.com. E for easy, E for ethos. And applyethos.com. That's applyethos.com.
Time for new tires. Tire Rack has Bridgestone tires that will elevate your drive. Touring tires for commuter comfort. Performance tires for sporty handling. All-terrain tires for on and off-road adventure. Blizzak tires for dedicated winter traction. Go to TireRack.com to get started. Not sure where to begin? Use their easy-to-use shopping tools to get a personalized tire recommendation. The right tires for how, what, and where you drive. Choose from the full line of Bridgestone tires, shipped fast and free to a recommended installer near you, or choose the convenience of mobile tire installation. Go bring your new tires to your home or office and install them on site. Doesn't get much easier than that. Go to TireRack.com to see their Bridgestone test results, tire ratings, and consumer reviews, and be sure to check out all of the current special offers. Great tires and a great deal. What more can you ask for? That's TireRack.com. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
It's another week of Sunday morning football on NFL Network. Live from London. Two young QBs take the turf in Tottenham.
Fire for the end zone. That ball is going to be caught.
Trevor Lawrence and the Jags face Caleb.
Hello? 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 Wait. Alright, well, fuck off.
cheap too, so I'll leave a link in the video if you want it. It'll be right here. Check it out. You ever wonder how they get those POVs so perfect in the videos? This is imagine looking up and saying something. You need a good camera angle. This is definitely the best one I've found so far. I tried a few over my past. This one is super strong, super durable, and super cheap too. So I'll leave a link in the video if you want it. It'll be right here. Check it out. So perfect in the videos. This is imagine looking up and saying something.
the coast for you guys to see. It's 750,000 likes. I will open up the window. You guys can hear all the wind and everything, and I'll hold my arm out there and I'll pan up and down the coast. It's too windy to actually go outside, and it's also rainy. I don't want to get soaked again. But yeah, 750,000 likes. I will pan up and down the beach. Shortly, I have to be off the streets by 7 p.m. So by 7 p.m., Eddie, thank you. Not so flat. Thank you so much for the Dolphins, bro. Much appreciated. You are making us swim here. Let's see. I'm getting that pinned. Boom. There we go. Go show not so flat some love. 680,000 taps, guys. We are only 70K away. I will. Oh man, let's do it. We've got somebody to our left, someone to our right. Very good. Yeah, they are here to watch the pier as well. So good. Can I evacuate? Yes, the bridge is still open. That won't be a problem. As of right now, the bridge is still open. Let's go, Mini-Me. Thank you. Kaya, thank you very much to the Dolphins. Please be safe. Thank you very much, Snack. I appreciate you. The building at the end, that's an Airbnb. I'm kidding. No, it's closed. It used to be a little Bates cleaning station. Okay, I'm going to pan around. Thank you guys for being with me today. My name is Nick. Thank you to everyone who's hit that follow button, and then everyone who's hit the single coin heartbeat, you joining our team. We're almost at 500 strong now. I will be out here as long as we got our team with us, right? So let's check it out. Thank you guys for being absolutely amazing. Tap that screen. Thanks, guys. Thank you for joining the team. 494 now.
We're at 826,000 likes. Go ahead and tap the screen.
Road snipe.
Broken? Yes.
TikTok messed up and discounted these way.
around the National Football League. Significant injuries every week that are going to impact the way teams do business. You know, talking with Deuce McAllister before, I heard him talking about that Saints running game and the fact that they're playing without 2 offensive linemen, and I'm thinking to myself, I understand the excuses, but it seems like every team's playing without 2 offensive linemen. Every team's playing without some of their top players. Now it's the Houston Texans, who are going to be without Nico Collins. They may not need him this week against the New England Patriots. Want to get to the Raiders situation. The Giants are going to deal with a significant injury as they get ready for their game this weekend. But, you know, every team's going to have to deal with it, but certain players take on a different kind of feel. Now, maybe Diggs makes up for the loss of Collins for the next few weeks, Rich, but there was a guy that, through 5 weeks of the season, we were wondering, okay, could he be the single-season career leader in yards? That's not going to happen now with him having to miss football games for the Texans.
Bruce, this is a big one because, you know, you look at that 60-yard touchdown reception he had against the Bills, and he started to pull up right before he crossed the goal line. And you know, you mentioned he's leading the National Football League in receiving yards. And these hamstring injuries, you know, they can stick around. You know, mainly like bad weather, they can stick around for a while. And you know, it's a huge loss for their passing game. And you know, you look at some of these other injuries. I mean, you know, we talked a little bit about Derek Carr not playing. Devontae Adams, again, will be out. The impact that's going to have on whichever quarterback that plays this weekend. You know, we just talk a lot about Aaron Rodgers today, Bruce. Your 40-year-old quarterback. He's got an Achilles injury last year. He's got an ankle injury this week. And Aaron Jones in Minnesota. Christian Wilkins had surgery, Bruce, and is going to miss significant time. That's a big loss for the Raiders' defensive line and their pass rush. I mean, these aren't just little ones, Bruce. There's some significant injuries where guys are having surgery and being placed on IR. So, but that Nico Collins one is a big one because he was off to just a great start.
Yeah, and I also, this one caught me by surprise. Kayvon Thibodeau, you know, the New York Giants, as a team leading the league in sacks, he's now going to miss some time. I mean, he had wrist surgery. Did anybody know that he was going to have wrist surgery? He had wrist surgery. He's going to miss some time. But, you know, go back to the Raiders for a second, Rich, because, you know, they can't afford any more adversity. You had Max Crosby who missed time with the ankle injury. Now Christian Wilkins is going to be sidelined for a number of games, and you know he's so good up the middle, especially in run defense. Devontae Adams isn't playing.
Hey
for them.
Siri, call size 3 or size 4.
Calling size 4 TikTok.
It says size 3. I don't know what the hell I was doing.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. Is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may
chat.
The guy with a little bit more mobility will serve us well those first couple games. As it turned out, you made it through last week's game, and they make the change. I don't think they're going to go back to Gardner Minshew this week. I'd be surprised if Minshew makes a start against Pittsburgh.
There's so much intrigue with both quarterback situations. I mean, Russell Wilson full participant in practice, and Mike Tomlin already saying we'll see how that situation plays out. It's quite possible 4 quarterback play coming up this week in that Buffalo game. We'll keep an eye on that one. All right, Rich, we're going to step aside when we come back. 2-minute warning time. We hand out some awards and of course make our pick. We get the pick started for week 6, which kicks off.
What's up, Meta? I'll be right back, brother.
I'm
Ashley Flowers, host of the #1 true crime podcast, Crime Junkie. This Halloween season, we're getting into the spirit on Crime Junkie Radio with hair-raising episodes of full-body chills. Crime Junkie Radio is your ultimate spooky destination for 24/7 true crime all month long. It's all on Crime Junkie Radio, your ultimate obsession. Hear it now and anytime, exclusively on the SiriusXM app. Just search Crime Junkie Radio. Madame Giselle senses something incoming. Is it a career change? Everything looks red. I'm going to be a swim teacher. There's a roof. A swim teacher who also does roofing. No, the roof of your RV has a leak and it's ruining the furniture. Oh, that's okay. I'm covered by Progressive. But maybe I'm a swim teaching roofer who makes furniture.
Customize your coverage with Progressive's Roof Protection Plus and be prepared for the unexpected. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates. Roof Protection Plus available for RVs less than 6 years old. $250 deductible applies to any time.
Toyota is giving football fans even more excitement on game days with giveaways all season long. Look for big plays throughout the season and get a chance to win big prizes like a 2025 Toyota Land Cruiser, tickets to an NFL game, NFL shop merch, and more. And before the season ends, you may have a chance at the ultimate giveaway, a Turf for 2 with a pair of tickets to Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans. Head over to toyota.com/NFL/rules to learn more. That's toyota.com/NFL/rules.
What's 2FA Security? Let's see, I'm captain of the soccer team, and we're up by a goal against, I don't know, Soda Springs FC. Do we relax? No way. Can we create an extra line of defense to protect that lead? That's like 2FA on Kraken. A surefire way to keep what you already have safe and sound. Go to kraken.com.
So far, yeah.
Investment advice. Crypto trading involves risk of loss. Cryptocurrency services are provided to U.S. and U.S. territory customers by Payward Interactive Inc., PWI, DBA Kraken. View PWI's disclosures at kraken.com/legal/disclosures.
Have you had a high five moment today? High Five Casino is a social casino where you can win real cash prizes from a giant selection of the hottest games. It's always free to play with hundreds of exclusive games, live dealer play, community leaderboards, plus free coins.
Yeah, actually, I had so much fucking. I had a blast.
Sign up today for a free welcome offer. Get you spinning and winning right away. Only at highfivecasino.com. High Five Casino is a social casino. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law.
For it to be a free event, that show was dope. With the drones, the fucking drones was unreal. There was drones shooting out fireworks out of them. Don't ask me how, but there was drones shooting fireworks out of them.
Products that are powered through our breakthrough AI-enabled lending platform to get you the best options in today's marketplace. If you've been in business for at least 1 year with monthly revenue of at least $50,000, you can receive the business funding you need when it matters most, regardless of your personal risk. Funds in your account in just 24 hours, no cloud, no prepayment penalties, and no restrictions on how
What kind of drones do you have to shoot fireworks out of them?
So apply for the business funding you need today at lendseek.com. That's LENDSEE.
And how the fuck did you light them bitches? How the fuck did you? How did they light them in the air? Just crazy.
Performance tires for sporty handling. All-terrain tires for fun and off-road adventure. Blizzak tires for dedicated winter traction. Go to TireRack.com to get started. Not sure where to begin? Use their easy-to-use shopping tools to get a personalized tire recommendation. The right tires for how, what, and where you drive. Choose from the full line of Bridgestone tires, shipped fast and free to a recommended installer near you. Or choose the convenience of mobile tire installation. They'll bring your new tires to your home or office and install them on site.
Dolphins.com for reservations.
Catch the Players Point with Dolphins fullback Alec Ingold.
Robert Saleh has been relieved of his duties.
That room was the fucking perfect view. I haven't seen Pauly C's because he was at the oil, but that view we had was, I think, the best one.
We'll see. Think about this. You sit there for 5 weeks, and they go, okay, go get nice against T.J. Watt and the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. One of the best scoring defenses in the NFL. Go get nice. Go throw for 350 and 4 touchdowns against these guys. Oh, by the way, and do it without Devontae Adams. He's still nursing a hamstring injury.
Not exactly an easy spot. All right, let's get some of the awards, Rich. Let's start with the Players of the Week. First in the AFC, can we agree that the AFC Offensive Player of the Week goes to the team that won? Because had the Bengals won, Joe Burrow, who was 30 of 39 and threw for 390 yards and 5 touchdowns, would have been the Offensive Player of the Week. But it goes to Lamar Jackson, who throws for 348 yards, adds 55 rushing, and a quarterback rating of 119.9. Ravens win. He gets your Offensive Player of the Week. Pat Surtain of the Broncos, your Defensive Player of the Week. 2 interceptions. One of them returned for 100 yards. And your Special Teams Player of the Week, Kaimi Fairbairn of the Texans. Second time this year he's won it, Rich. Did you ever win Player of the Week twice in your career in the same season?
I'm going to say yes.
You did?
Yeah.
I don't
You think so?
I don't.
Of course I did. Of course I did, Bruce. You're talking to a former NFL MVP. What are you talking about? How do you become an MVP and not have win a couple of these awards during the course of it? I don't even know the answer. I'm just saying yes. Unequivocally yes. Look, you're right about the Ravens-Bengals game, Bruce. That had we had a better snap, hold, and kick, but that is what it is. Both quarterbacks played great. Lamar Jackson, he's been running it so well, Bruce. He threw it for 348 yards and 4 touchdowns. Pat Surtain had 2 interceptions. Of course, the 100-yard pick 6 of Gardner Minshew. Bruce, it's amazing when you do so well that they bench the guy, they sit the guy down, not just for that game, but the following week. That's what Pat Surtain did to Gardner Minshew and the Raiders, and of course, Fairbairn. He's on a roll right now, Bruce. He's been awesome in terms of the 59-yard game winner plus other big long kicks this season. Very consistent kicker for the Texans.
Rich, real quick, the NFC. I don't have to ask you about this one because I know the answer. You never threw for 509 yards in a game.
No.
That's what Kirk Cousins did. He's your Offensive Player of the Week in the NFC. 42 of 58 for 509. 24th time that's happened in the National Football League. Xavier McKinney, you think the Giants missed this guy? He's got an interception in every game. Had another one against another one this past weekend, helping the Green Bay Packers beat the Rams. And you talked about the Giants. Isaiah Simmons, your Special Teams Player of the Week. Seattle lining up for what would have been a game-tying field goal, maybe going to overtime. Simmons comes in. Looked like he may have jumped the center, but no, in between the A-gap. Gets the block, returns it for a score. You've got Isaiah Simmons as the Special Teams Player of the Week.
Was anything great when you get defensive players making big plays in the kicking game, a veteran like Simmons? And of course, that was a great play, Bruce, jumping over the center guard gap and blocking that kick at that point in the game. That was an emotional win for the Giants on the road. And of course, McKinney, Bruce, five straight games with interception. He had 2 takeaways last week, and of course, Cousins put on a freak show against the Buccaneers on Thursday night.
Did you notice what I did, Rich? I channeled my inner Jim and Pat, moving the chains with my A-gap. I went A-gap on you right there for a second. That's totally.
I heard our guy Moose Johnson, I think it was Moose Johnson, or maybe it was Chris Collins, where somebody said the C gap the other night, and the producer must have jumped in his ear and said, "You got to show what the C gap, like you got to be more specific." And I think I get it. So then he goes, "Here's the C gap." I don't know who it was. I think it was either Moose or I can't remember who it was, but I'm like, all right, that's kind of silly.
Yeah, somebody was lined up way outside. I know exactly what you're talking about, Rich. I can't remember what it was. I think he said C and D gap or something. Somebody was lined out way outside. All right, we only have 90 seconds. Let's do this. Thursday night football. We make our picks on Friday for the Sunday schedule, but we have to make the Thursday night pick here, Rich. You've got one team over 500 in the NFC West. That's the Seahawks, who will host the 49ers, who are 2-3, 8:15 Eastern time on Prime. Al Michaels, Kirk Herbstreit, Kaylee Hartung. Rich, who do you like in this one?
Bruce, I like the 49ers, and, you know, look, I don't like what I'm seeing from them the last couple of weeks. The winner of this one will be in first place in the NFC West. Both teams lost to 7-point favorites in Week 5. Think about that. 49ers, Bruce, last 2 weeks, struggling to finish games off in the second half. So I think they get it done in Seattle. They have to play well on both sides of the ball, but I think they have the better personnel right now. Starting to get healthy in some key areas, and I love what I'm seeing from Brock Purdy, Bruce. He's, despite the record at 2-3, he's really played well for the 49ers.
Rich, I don't like what I see from either team, but I did see the Giants go out there last week without their best offensive player, Malik Neighbors, without Singletary. And the score wasn't indicative of how badly they dominated that game. Time of possession, yards in the game. If not for a fumble at the goal line, return for a touchdown, scores a much wider margin. The Seahawks, they used to be unbeatable in their building. They're really not anymore. I think that offense is having some issues right now. I'm with you. I'm going to take the Welcome to the shit show. Every single day. A new flavor of fuckery. Cause everybody's such a see and they're dumber than a bag of clots. Monday, bullshit. Tuesday, bullshit. Wednesday, and then 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant, bolded, dash, poppycock, bollocks, and fuckery.
Yourself. I know you were thinking about it, and you were like, I don't know. Do it. Do it. Who's gonna stop you? No. You? No. I think you should treat yourself. I know you were thinking of. I think you should. Treat yourself. I know you were thinking about it, and you were like, I don't know. Do it. Do it. Who's gonna stop you? You? No. I think you should treat yourself. I know you were thinking about it.
And with me as we talk about a week.
That it. Feel good. Break. I put some of my fucking stomach. I'm hungry as shit. 118, my boy. 118. I gotta find something to eat real quick. I'm freaking starving. I don't want to fucking McDonald's. My stomach's already fragile. I'm gonna refresh.